And wait, all right, here we go. And Marianka Fourie, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. But this is the special edition of our Road to Essays 2025. Thank you for making the time and agreeing so quickly and making it so easy to get you on the show. Thank you.
A huge pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to be here.
It's awesome to have you here. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are, and then we'll talk about how we got into powerlifting.
Okay, so I'm Marianka. I'm 23 years old and I'm an oral hygienist. So I was raised and born in Kuruman in the Northern Cape till grade 9. Then I went to the Free State where I finished school, and then eventually I moved to Joburg. So yeah, I finished my studies there and I also work here now. Yeah, that's basically it. I also play hockey. I do powerlifting. I love the gym. I love modeling, drawing, anything creative. Yeah, I think that's basically me.
Okay, awesome. So do you want to give a shout out to your old school? What school was that?
So in Kuruman, I was in Hoërskool Kalahari. And then in Bloemfontein, I was in Centraal. And then my university was Wits.
Well, at Wits. Okay, awesome. Cool.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in Kuruman? I mean, it's a small town, but it's a beautiful town and a beautiful location.
Honestly, I feel like things have changed so much since I left there. But yeah, when I was there, I think I always wanted like the biggest city, because I feel like the opportunities was outside. Now looking back, I feel like it's a privilege to have grown up there, and the morals and the values that I was taught there and the life that I could live there. So yeah.
It's a very real life that you're living there, and because I suppose there's much less to do, you're forced to develop relationships and connect more with people. So that's very cool. So how did you find powerlifting?
It actually started weird, and it's not something that I ever thought I would be interested in or like, but now I love it. And it's truly something that I find God in, and a lot of joy. So powerlifting, I think, has changed certain perspectives of mine in life, and has taught me a lot of things. So powerlifting, I love it.
Oh, how did you get started? How did you find the sport?
So 2 years ago, I played hockey in high school and then also at university. And then 2 years ago, I actually...
sorry to interrupt, Marianka, but that's the world's most dangerous game. I played in high school. It's the most, you got to be a special kind of tough to play hockey. Yeah.
Thanks. People usually say it's not a contact sport, and I agree with you. But I'm ashamed. But so I actually started gymming to get a bit like more fit and everything for hockey. And then I didn't like doing a lot of reps. I would rather do a bit like heavy and less reps. And with hockey as well, we did squats and deadlifts. Saw a lot of videos online where people did like a 1 rep max. And I thought I want to try. I also want to know what's my 1 rep max. So I did it one day, and then kind of started considering maybe I should look into like doing a competition or something. And in that time of wondering about it, a guy asked me in the gym, am I a powerlifter? And I was like, nope, but I'm actually thinking about it. And then a little, like 2 weeks, I think later, I failed the deadlift. And then a guy approached me, was like, you can do it. And I did it. And then he actually helped me to get on like the essay website to get to a comp. So that's basically how I started, and then went to the competition and never looked back.
That's absolutely epic. Tell us about your first comp.
So that was the end of 2023. It was the Gauteng equipped one. It was actually so funny because when I was entering, I didn't understand even what equipped meant. So eventually, it was on the day. So that night, it was the closing date or like the closing time. So I just entered and I was like, okay, I'm doing this. And then eventually found out what equipped mean. And I spoke to a lot of people, and the powerlifting world is full of kind people. So they helped me and assist. And then I eventually went to compete raw. I didn't do the whole equipped thing. But yeah, my first competition, it wasn't anything that I expected. When I got there, everyone was so kind and so nice and so willing to help and to assist. And all the strangers, I don't know even who is the people, even all the commentators, everyone, they're just like shouting your name. And I'm just like, I'm here alone, like who's the people? But yeah, such a beautiful experience.
I think what you said in your face shows the community that we have in this amazing sport with this wonderful, wonderful community. So were you hooked on powerlifting after the competition, or were you sort of hooked when you were training for that first comp?
I think I was maybe hooked even before I started training for it. No, I think it was from the beginning. I just liked training heavier and like seeing what you can do, of like tasting it. Even if you fail, it's fine, and you at least tried. So I think the whole thing of like pushing yourself to see what you can do got me hooked even before powerlifting or the competition.
Oh, fantastic. So now that was 2023, sort of progressing through to 2025. Can you tell us about some of your competitions and your achievements, how you did?
Okay, so then 2024 started off with Gauteng Classic. Then I qualified to compete at essays, and I was privileged to got chosen for the essay team. So I was able to represent South Africa at international competitions. And we were also the host country for the Asia Pacific Africa one.
Asia,
Yes.
Africa, Asia, Pacific, Africa. Don't
Africa,
worry, I struggle with that. Yep.
And then also the African one at the end of the year. But
Yes.
yeah, so I went on then to the Asia Pacific Africa one. I got gold there. And then I was so privileged and so and then I was like really, really blessed. And had a beautiful experience and like I feel like a whole journey of my way to Worlds, where I went to compete in Malta. God really is always there, but I feel like there's really like a time where I saw how good and how big of a God he is, of how he just what's the word that I'm looking for? Provided and made a way there for that to happen, because that was the eventual like the goal when I went to ASAs. I was like, I want to go to Malta, but it was kind of like just a dream, and then he made it happen. And then from there on, so I got 18th in the world, and then I ended the year with African, where I also got gold. Yeah,
that's absolutely fantastic. Hang on again. Thank you. It's tradition. We have to do that. And, you know, for every gold medal you mentioned, it's such an amazing career last year. So much. And we had a fantastic year, like with 2 internationals here in South Africa. What was it like for you representing South Africa at home?
It's always been a dream of mine, like in a different sport. And again, I feel like I can bring God into it, because like when I was little, I always prayed for when I was 22, and I was 22 last year, to represent our country. And I kind of got to the age of 22 and I wasn't representing the country, and I kind of missed the whole blessing. And then eventually, when I got to like compete for South Africa, I was like, see, God is still providing in his own way. So it was
we have our own plans, right?
Yes, we do. So it was like maybe like a lesson learned to like not just go my own way, but to step back and see his plan and the actual blessing. But it was really a privilege to be able to have the ability, like physically and like financially and everything, to be able to do it. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to do these things, and I'm in a position to do it. So I'm really blessed. So it was amazing to be able to do something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very cool. And the thing is that, excuse me, when you can bring that gratitude to the platform, I think it fuels you so much more. And it's something very, very special. So now going to Malta and representing South Africa out of the country, you've got all of these amazing lifters there as well. What was that like for you?
I can remember making a video after competing, and I was like, I can't remember what just happened. Because like in the moment, you try and take it everything in and like realize what's happening. But afterwards, I was like, it's done, and I can't remember anything. But I think that was kind of like a whole different view of powerlifting again. A lot more lifters with a lot like bigger numbers and everything. So it was really nice to see also other people living out their passion for the same sport that you love, and like the joy that it can also bring to them. So that was nice. Also just to be able to go to another country and learn from like of their things and the people that you meet from other countries. Again, the kindness of powerlifting. So easy to make friends. I feel like I'm friends with them, and I like spoke to them for 30 minutes and they were my competition. So but just again, kindness.
What do you think it is about powerlifting? And you've made that point so well. What do you think it is about powerlifting that makes it so special, that makes that community so special?
I don't know necessarily like because I feel like every time I competed, people like truly had like they wanted me to succeed. It's not like I hope you fail. And he was like, I can truly like hear like up. They want you to get it up. So I don't know this is like where that kindness or hope comes from. Maybe because in a way everyone's sitting there, they know like what's the work that you put in to be there. So even if it might be your competition shouting for you, I think we respect each other on like the level of like work we put in. We've got that respect for each other to be like, although we might be against each other, we all are working hard to get there on the day, and on the day what happens. But we love the same sport, and we can back each other on that.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I love that. Any special stories you'd like to share about Malta? Anything that stood out for you that was fun, or anything you'd like to share?
So I feel like the whole like my English isn't Englishing here.
Nee, is alright. Mense sê vir my praat Engels want jy moer ons taal. So jou Engels is baie beter as my Afrikaans.
I'm ashamed. But the whole of like the way how it was possible for me to go to Malta, I feel like that was the biggest story for Malta. In Malta itself, it was amazing. Like the one night I got to do random line dancing in the street with strangers. So that was something cool. I will never be able to say again, like in Malta with strangers. I was I can't say that word. Line dancing. So that was cool.
So ons sê nou mos langarm, nee.
Yes. And then I think their buildings look a lot different. So I feel like you can go to many places and it might just look like a bigger Joburg or something like that. But that's something that stood out. It was different. It was colorful. I love color. So that was really nice for me. But the big thing about Malta is like the way I got there. So again, God. I feel like with the whole powerlifting story, I'm just going to tell you about God because it's all Him. So, like I said, it was the dream to go. And then didn't really think about it. I was like, no, but we are so lucky that we can be the host country for like Asia, Pacific, and Africa. So I'm going to go compete there, represent my country and everything. Still having Malta like in my heart there at the back. And then, the opportunity came my way where someone reached out, willing to sponsor everything for Malta, my competition, my flights, my accommodation, everything. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think it was like possible to go. And even with my passport, of like not getting a date and a booking to go and do it, having a limit of time for my visa and everything, and God just every time made it happen. Again, I had my ways of how I wanted it to happen. I was like, it's not happening, but it played out so well. And I went there and back and I was safe, didn't have any problems. But I just feel like one thing that I learned from Malta was if it's God's will, nothing can stop it. And if it's not His will, nothing can make it happen. And I think it's so easy to say, and we say it a lot. But I think there I really saw it. I was like, okay, I understand now what they mean when they say it.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I love the energy that you bring, and it's the same energy you bring to the platform, except there's one slight difference. You got this big smile on your face, you're happy. The second your hands go around that bar, you get under it, or you get your hands on very, very, very focused and very serious face. And the second the lift's over, it's happy again. So
yeah, happy again.
100%. What's that like for you walking onto the platform, getting your hands on the bar? What does that feel like to you? What does it mean to you?
Oh, I feel like most of the times I don't even remember from like when the lift starts and I'm up, then I'm like, okay, it's done. But in the moment, I don't know where I am. But no, I think you do want to doubt yourself. Sometimes be like, oh, don't fail this, don't fail this. So I think in the moment, I just tell myself, like, you got this, you worked for it. And I pray a lot, I'm like, Jesus, please help me, yeah. But it means a lot because like you've been working for weeks to get to that day, and you obviously have goals and hopes. So it's a big moment to walk out there and to hope that your body will show up how you hope for it to show up, and what you've been training for. So it's full of joy. I love competition days. Like it's filled with fun and joy. So you don't always feel it in the moment of stepping out, like you said, like you're serious, you're thinking about the lift. But the moment you're coming up from that lift and the crowd's like voices starts coming through, pure joy.
That's all, and it is. I think you step on that platform, a switch goes, and it switches off when you step off the platform. Maybe that's also what makes lifters and lifting the community so special and so awesome. And what has powerlifting taught you about yourself?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think. Oh, one thing, and I actually spoke to my sister a lot about this. I'm always like, no, I can't do this because I've got this to do. So I'm kind of like always limiting yourself because you don't think you can do it. And I think that's one thing that powerlifting taught me is like, I can do more than what I think I can.
Sure.
Obviously, not just like walk into it. But like if you prepare and the more you do, the more you can do, if I can say it like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's it. And it teaches that delayed gratification, right? And you're working towards something and knowing that the more work you put in, the bigger the chance you have of getting it. You've just got a big thumbs up. So there we go from one of our viewers. Let's talk about essays. And this is about the road to essays. How is the prep going? Is there anything that you can discuss without getting us into trouble? Because I get shouted at by coaches. Don't ask that question. I have to ask that question. Our viewers want to know. And so how's your preparation going for essays? Can you talk about sort of what you're expecting and what you're wanting to do?
More than welcome to ask it. I feel like I'm not that serious about it, in the sense of like I don't mind sharing. So Gauteng, I feel like was literally the other day. I did go back to the gym basically straight for like prepping for essay, but I eventually did take off the end of that week because I was like, I'm done, I'm out. And then from there on, it's quite like we're back at it, training, following the program that I'm usually doing and everything. I feel strong, I feel ready, always excited, looking forward to it. I think there was another question that I have to answer now.
No, your prep, any sort of numbers that you want to talk about, things that you want to do?
Numbers it's always so hard to say because I always like want to overshoot them. Like I'm gonna go for this. So I think the numbers. I've got ideas of like what I want. But we will also like see in like warm up and leading towards it. But I think I have to hope that my body shows up like how I want it. I believe it will because I've put in the work. But yeah, I've got an idea, and we'll see in warm up. But I think I will get out of the day that I would like to, if I can say it like that.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where are you training at the moment? How is the training going?
So I train at a Planet Fitness. Training's going good. This weekend we went hiking in the Drakensberge. So I'm quite tired. So I'm considering like, am I leaving to the gym after this or am I staying? But I think I will go.
Let us know in the
so,
comments. Should Marianka go to the gym? I think you know the answer for that one.
Yes, I should.
Correct.
Yeah, but no, training's going good. Still enjoying it, liking it. Obviously, still have like hockey training as well. Like season with hockey is also starting, so I'm trying to balance both of it. To show up for like obviously for my hockey team, but also for my team walking out on the platform with powerlifting.
Oh, fantastic! So I want to ask 2 questions. Firstly, what does powerlifting mean to you?
Oh, physically, I think it meant and still means a lot because it really helped me to be able to do a lot more or like stupid things easier, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like also like mentally, it means a lot. I don't really like it when people say, you know, like when you're sad, just go gym, or when you're mad, just go gym. So I feel like your happiness doesn't come from that; it comes from the Lord. But maybe it's because I find him in the gym. I feel like it's a place where it pushes me to go look for him. Although he's everywhere, but it pushes me to actually go be like, okay, I need you now. So even mentally, like walking in, sometimes I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do this, or let's skip squats or stuff like that. Most of the times, I walk out happier and more fresh. But I feel like powerlifting means the most for me in my, I want to say, like spiritual and my relationship with God, of like what God has done for me there, and how He showed me of like what I can do, and how much He loves us. And yeah, so I think it means for me, means the most to me. With my relationship with him, of like what I was able to learn between me and him.
So I think from what I understand, what you're saying is you love powerlifting because it's a physical way that you can use to connect spiritually, and it's a healthy physical way.
Yeah, it's definitely healthy. Oh, everyone always tells me your knees and your back, but I feel like if you do it safe and you obviously look after yourself, it's good. But you know, I really enjoy it. Like I said earlier, also like I like being able to see what I can do with my body. And powerlifting.
And you know what?
Gives you the results that you're looking for. Like you work and it gives you the results.
That you work towards your results and you're consistent and the results come. I think, and if anyone is worried about long-term lifting, okay, he moves slowly and he makes a lot of noise when he does. But Dan Oppenheim, you know, moving those weights at his age, absolutely, we can give Dan one of those.
Yes, we can.
And he shows us what can be done with consistent, you know, he looks great, he moves great, and, you know, he's the most solid 80-year-old guy that we've ever met. So it really, there's longevity in that. So I think that leads me into my next question. Why, and let's talk, you know, Saturday was International Women's Day, and it was so cool. I got to lift with the ladies at SA Bench. It was a blast, and because I had to rush off, so it was very kind of the SAPF to allow me to do that. And why should someone, I think particularly ladies, get involved in powerlifting?
Oh. I feel like it's to push themselves. Sometimes we doubt ourselves that we aren't strong or we can't do things, and I feel like powerlifting will quickly humble you, but also it will show you that you, like I said, like you can do more than what you think you can, and by doing more, you can do more. There was something else that I also wanted to say now about like why they should do it. I'm not going to remember. Something popped up in my mind.
Okay, so I'll say this quickly. We have an amazing lady watching one of my old clients, and a dear friend, Vule, a very, very strong, powerful woman. She's an author, written multiple books, and she's given you a big us. Us is a term from Japanese martial arts that we use as a way of showing respect. It's an acknowledgement of and a greeting. So you got a very strong lady giving you a big us there. So and we say
thank you.
That's very cool. I think within powerlifting, and particularly let's going back to why women should do the sport. What does it mean to you being physically strong, and what has getting physically strong taught you about yourself and your capabilities?
I think also what I wanted to say earlier that I remember now is like, they will learn that they there's no limit. The only limit that there is like the one that we put for ourselves. And I feel like obviously with men as well, so not like excluding them. If I do a sport, I would love to like inspire or help anyone, not just women. But I feel like so many times we feel that we don't look perfect because of like what the world has created out there. And even me, sometimes I'm like, my leg's too small. And then the next day, my leg's too big. So like some days it just differ. And I feel like most of the times when I either feel like my leg's too small or too big, I can go back and be like, but with however I look, this is what I can do with that body. So I feel like that's also with one thing that I would say, like, why should women do powerlifting? Is to maybe help with that, of being like, sure, I don't maybe like look like the perfect image in my head of what the world tells it to look like, but like what I can do with my body is crazy, and like there's no limits. So yeah.
That's awesome, an absolutely fantastic answer. So let's chat a little bit about there's something else going on today. We noticed on your post some voting, I believe. I don't think it's an election, but I think there's some voting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Virgin and then Face of Fitness for the magazine cover has started again at the beginning of the year. So we had to enter that, and then the voting for that starts today. So then, yeah, with the voting and with the judges' decision and everything, they will choose eventually a top 32, and then from there on, the whole process will go on, eventually choosing a new cover model for Face of Fitness.
Awesome. And what does it mean being the cover model? Why do you want that? What does that mean to you?
I also explained it to them, and I was like, I want to show people that I can be fearless by being fearless. Like I said, we all have doubts and unsure, should we or should we not? But I want to show people that they don't need to be good at the beginning. I wasn't good when I started powerlifting, but I thought I was amazing. So just maybe that hope and believe in yourself. So you don't, I said to them as well, like, you don't need the Monday or the first of the month or this big event. Sometimes it just needs, like, for yours, like, you need to take the action. Like, get up. Is there something small or big that I want to try? Just believe that you can. And even if you do show up and you fail, then you at least know, like you tried. So to be the cover model, to hopefully inspire someone else out there to just try something. Like, there's so much things. Even powerlifting taught me that I never expected of doing it or liking it. So it gave me so much hope and like excitement for the future. I'm like, maybe tomorrow I'm a ballerina. Like, who knows what the future holds. So if I can inspire someone to hopefully start something that they wanted to start for so long, even if it's like just looking after themselves, bettering their health, anything like that, will mean a lot to me.
Oh, that's epic. And Vule just sent another message. Woohoo! Our future cover model. So there you go. You're getting the support already. So when with the live streams on Instagram, it goes live and then we download it and then re-upload it and share it, and we'll tag you so people can go to your profile. But where do people go to vote?
So there is a link in my Instagram bio. As well, I have another Instagram page which is Marianka Lifts. So it's also in that bio. So yeah, it's in my bio.
Okay, fantastic. So we look forward to everybody voting. I'm going to go and vote now. So ladies and gentlemen, you better go and vote as well. That's it. It's a few seconds and it's great energy. And
Yes.
also, you need to be watching Marianka on the competition day. Are you lifting on what's
28th.
28th? Okay, so that's the Friday. What time is your session?
I think it's the second session, so I think it will be at 1, if I'm
1,
correct
okay.
now.
Perfect. So around 1 o'clock on Friday, the 28th of March, get online and give some cheer and support, and also go and vote. It's been absolutely awesome chatting to you, Marianka Fourie. Gauteng, you're going to make us proud, and you're going to bring it to the platform. We're looking forward to that energy, walking out with such a smile, and
I'll
the
bring it.
machine comes on when you've got that bar. We've got Nadine Teron gives a big guns and a heart emoji face. So that's very cool. You've got all the support. And once the live stream's we're done, we'll just upload it and it'll be up in a couple of minutes. So really, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for you guys always being there and helping, and also thank you for the opportunity and that I was able to share.
No, it was epic. It was inspiring. And everything that you're saying about wanting to be on that cover, you demonstrating here. So I think Biogen, you need to watch this interview and drop a comment as well. All right. Marianka, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you at SAs.
Oh, thank you. Looking forward to seeing you guys as well.
All right. Thank you for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And so let's just switch camera angles here. That was Marianka Fourie and Gauteng powerlifter chatting about what powerlifting means to her, what the sport means to her, her plans for the 2025 National Championships. Thank you guys for joining us, and we look forward to chatting to our next guest. Let me jump on my calendar, even though I've mentioned it like 6 times today. And I think it's at, if I'm not mistaken, 6:30. And join us then. We look forward to having you join us when we chat with Reino. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon. And please do join us in about 23 minutes. For Emmet Media, my name is Nicholas Ingle. Oos, a big oos to you guys.